Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. My name is SP Jimmy, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Blaster archetype. Whether you are looking to re-roll your class or you're just wanting to learn a little bit more about some other archetypes in general, welcome aboard. This is something that we do for all of the classes going down, and later on we'll be getting into more specifics. On our list today, we're going to be reviewing the primary and secondary power sets for blasters, how blasters perform on live versus blasters on homecoming, the changes that they recently received, such as instant snipe and being just amazing in PvP. They're everywhere. And some popular power choices, and we'll look at some Pines Hero builds that I have lined up for us. But before we get into that, I do want to mention that we're hosting a live stream costume contest shortly. You guys can please send in any screenshots that you have if you want to be entered in. There is no theme for this right now because it's the first one, and I just want to see how many people we can get in. I'll announce the date and the prizes at a later time, so make sure that you subscribe and hit notifications to see when I post. I will be streaming on YouTube for that. The email address is costumecontestjimmy@gmail.com. It can be from a login screen, it can be a picture of you in game, whatever you think. I do know a bit about costume creation and will be taking you guys down a peg if I don't think it's very good. So bring your A game. This isn't going to be one of those fluffy and everybody's a winner. Now I want to see the best that you guys can perform. So moving on to the blaster, we have here some of the stats that they receive. We can see they have 10 on range damage. Blasters get a 1.125 damage multiplier to their ranged abilities if somebody is upgrading your damage, more so than any other class except for Peacebringers. If they are in their Nova form, they will get a 1.2 or 1.25 modifier. Oops, we're not looking at them, we're looking at blasters. For the primary power sets, we have Archery, which if you played that back on live, you may remember that it was okay. It's not the best anymore, but there are some cool aesthetics that you could put with them. Let me get that out of the way so you guys can see what these are. The Vanguard bow is very cool, very popular. I see that all the time. My favorite is actually the Tech Knight bow. You get a bunch of abilities as you go through with the arrow, but in my opinion, I think the trick arrow is better if that's something that you want to do. Save your primary for something that's going to do a little bit better status effect. Assault rifles are interesting. They're from the earliest issues of the game. It does have a sniper rifle blast for itself, so you'll see why that's important when we talk a little bit more about snipers and how those changes affected in the future. You get full auto and ignite, which is basically your own form of a burn patch that you can lay down. You can have a ooh, that one's big, isn't it? That's a cool one. You can have a super soaker, nemesis looking stuff. Where's the trying to decide where's the super soaker? It's the default. Let's do that. Yeah, if you're gonna go assault rifle, you should go retro. Now, beam rifle is a new addition to the servers, or actually I think it might have been around at the end of live. Beam rifle is very cool. You can see it is some of the same models used from the robotics mastermind, because they also get a beam rifle. Some cool looking ones there. It has a disintegrate effect, and I'm seeing more people use beam rifle in PvP lately. I had a cool idea to use this little crossbow looking one and make a magic maybe like demon hunter type guy with a beam rifle. I thought that might be a unique take on what would primarily be a science or tech origin. Now, Dark Blast is one of the strongest primary blast that you can get. It's going to give -2 hit to any person that you are hitting, you're blasting, and in PvP that is invaluable because basically it's giving you either higher defense or higher resist, because they're not going to be able to hit you as much. Now, we don't have a weapon to pick for this, but what we do get is some we have the original abilities, but we also have color tintable, and then let's get some colors in there. Why won't it let me pick? There you go. But you also have the Soul Noir abilities, or the skull attack abilities, if you guys can see that. So you can change it up a little bit. I think every time I go dark, I go for those abilities, even if it's dark miasma. More so, Soul Noir is really nice. Soul Noir with Skull, different alts, a lot of choices if you want to go Dark Blast, and it's very strong. Dual pistols is nice for a blaster though. You're gonna do well, but I think that you could do better with dual pistols on something else. Specifically, if you wanted to go Sentinel and you wanted some, I mean, like a tanky Sentinel, you get this swap ammo, which is gonna make it so that any well, it has 3 effects, but the one you want to focus on is the toxic effect, which gives you minus 35% damage to enemies that you hit with it, I think it is, or like up to 50%. It's crazy. And essentially, you're just making them do less. You're increasing the survivability of your team. And dual pistols does have a bunch of cool weapons, and you can pick left or right on what you want to do. I'll go backwards for a moment here, but you can see there's ornate stuff. I made a lot of cool builds with the dual pistols in mind. I'll actually show you because that was one of my mains. I have, can I find him here? I have a lot of these things I've been working on, saving them. It's a big part of the game. Where did he go? Here's Red Hood. That's a bad one. There you go, shoulder spikes. Red Hood, you could do dual pistols. That would be cool. I have a Joker somewhere in here that's cool to do. There he is, Joker with dual pistols. The cool one with that is because you can have knives on them as well, on your guns. But let's keep going. Electrical Blast is nice. On a blaster, I don't think as much, because Electrical Blast is going to give you minus endurance. And if you're going to go for minus endurance, you might as well go for a Corruptor or a Defender or something that's going to be able to take advantage of that more if you want to go for an endurance drain build. But it does have Short Circuit, which is nice for that. Energy Blast, now this got a lot of hate back in the day because it had high knockback. Very fun to use, very superhero feeling primary if that's what you want. You can slot it different now. I mean, how many knockdown and knockback to knockdowns can you put in your power set? I think it's only 1, so you'd have to pick 1 power. Maybe not. I mean, because you could do it on Nova and then everything gets knocked down, but I mean, you're knocking them back so much unless we're able to spread that out. But then again, Overwhelming Force is only a chance for knockback to knockdown, so maybe not. It's too bad. It's a really fun power set. Looks really cool. Because we'll probably never get to use it, I want to look at them real quick. I did pick a primary. There you go. I want to look at them real quick because I never get to use them. Did they change them at all? I don't think that they did. Bright Energy, Dark Energy. Nah. Oh yeah, Bright Energy cast. So you do get some customization. I just wish it was a better set. Fire Blast, very strong. If you want to be the king of damage per second, you get that damage over time, little burn effect on each of your blasts. I need to make sure to click it every time. And with the Fire Blast as well, you do get the cast abilities. So you can mix it up a little bit there. There are some good secondaries, and we'll get to the secondaries shortly, but Fire Blast is good when it's paired with anything. Dark is good when it's paired with anything. And Ice is good when it's paired with anything, because you're adding a slow, you get all these freezes. Ice has been the king of PvP for a long time. Even when Homecoming first came out, people were going straight to Ice. They were doing Ice Plant was a big one, but now they're finding out, okay, well, you can do also Beam Rifle. You can do Dark. It doesn't just have to be Ice anymore. Freeze Ray and Bitter Freeze Ray are 2 of the bigger reasons to take this, but what's funny is I've seen a lot of people who don't take both, even though they are both single target. Well, one's this one, they're both holds. Yeah, this one looks like a sleep for Freeze Ray. It's a hold. They're just trying to distinguish that Bitter Freeze Ray is a little bit higher magnitude. I've seen people just take one. I've seen people just take Freeze Ray over the other. You do get the Ice Blasts with this, and what I thought would be cool is if you did a robotic arm, but not robotic. You need to put it as the ice one or something, because I'm pretty sure all of the Ice Blasts can be done out of your right arm. I'm pretty sure they can all be done out of your right arm. Let's see. Ice Bolt out of the right arm. Ice Blast goes out of the right arm. Even if I change it, I think, nah, it goes to 2 arms. Ice Crush, nah. Freeze Ray I can do from one arm. Ice Storm, I think it's always two arms. Yeah. Bitter Freeze Ray I can do from the wrong arm. I guess you can do it from both arms. Pretty close. Bitter Freeze Ray. Nope. Blizzard. It's pretty cool though. I always like the asymmetrical skins and abilities. Psychic Blast is very strong. Now, a lot of people try to max out their Psy Resist, and there are some sets that are going to get that, but not everybody does. Is this worth it on a blaster? I think not. I think there's other things that you should pick on a blaster that would be stronger, but it's always good. I think a Sentinel might be better for this. If you're going a Defender, you could go Psy, because you're going to be able to reach through people. Sonic's a good choice too, but Psychic for blaster, I think there's others that you could do. It would be a good choice though. Radiation, a lot of people have been going for. It looks really neat when you use it. I'm going to go to the cast for these. There you go, match them all across. Whoa, do you see that coming from the hands? That's like the reason to take this, because that one there, X-Beam Eyes, that's normally from your eyes. That's the reason I would take it, is that I could switch it over. Bright Sniper Attack, I think. Cosmic Burst. Now it looks really nice. You're going to be able to get a secondary effect from that and lower the target's defense. That could be good in PvP as well. Sonic Attack, I believe, minus res, right? Yeah, minus res. You get a lot of AoEs with this. It doesn't look very cool, which is why I haven't been going for it as much. But again, if you were to go like a Defender or a Corruptor or something like that, this would be better over there, because you're going more for the secondary effect than the damage that you're doing. A lot of AoE means less single target, means you're not going to be as effective in PvP, but it would be okay in PvE. Anything works in PvE, I would say, for a blaster. Water is pretty new. I think this was on live as well. Really nice animations, and I wish that I could take advantage of them more on a blaster. I'm not so sure, because there's a lot of knock-up, and that's kind of your secondary thing that you're doing, like right there with Water Burst. You're knocking up into the air. A lot of AoEs. This might be good for farming or doing plus 4 times 8, but on a blaster, yeah, I mean, everything's going to be good. You're going to be able to benefit from Defiance when you use this, so, but I think that would be better on, again, maybe a Sentinel. For the secondaries, we're going to go through these quickly. The point I want to get across with this is, no matter which secondary you pick, because you can pick just about anything, when you go to build and when you go to enhance, it follows the same kind of guidelines. If it's a heal, if it's a taunt, if it's something like that, and what would you do? So keep that in mind, and no matter what builds we look at today, maybe try to adapt those to yours, or I encourage you to even try to familiar yourself with Pines a little bit more. Atomic Manipulation, so we will be looking at least one of these. Looks very cool as well. You get another hold, you get some more AoEs. Blasters are a ranged support class. I always thought of them as ranged melee, because look at all these hits that you're getting in there. It's going to be really nice. We'll look at Atomic Manipulation, because maybe not everybody's seen this one yet. Can we go bright? There we go. And yeah, you just have bright and dark. Positron, which is funny, because I always thought of him as a defender more than a blaster, but I guess now he could be a blaster, because they added this ability for him. Devices is pretty good. Got some updates recently. I believe that this does a toxic damage. Now look at that, toxic web grenade. Isn't that cool? So not only was web grenade a good ability because it had minus jump, minus fly, now you're actually doing damage with it as well. They changed a few other things. I think they took out the interrupt time on one of these. Trip Mine, I want to say it was, as well. So now's a good time to go devices. Could do it in PvP if you wanted to. Darkness Manipulation is nice. Get the little bit of that -2 hit in there. Now every ability is every secondary is going to have a self-heal in some point. That's a given, except for, I believe, Mental Manipulation. Getting Soul Drain, you're getting some more endurance, but that shouldn't be a problem for you. You're getting this status effect stuff that you can do to them. I think there's a better choice if you wanted to make your secondary, but Dark is a good choice. It doesn't have the same broken immobilized that the Dark Control has that's actually banned in PvP right now. Energy manipulation is not very popular anymore. It was on live. It was one of the kings because you could get in there, just do your Bone Smasher power thrust and knock them back, energize, like that stun power boost as part of it. There's better choices that you can have now. Actually, I'm looking at this. Does it have a heal? I don't think this one has a heal either, unless it's hidden inside one of them. But when I read online, it said that only mental had heals. Electricity manipulation, you get your little power sink, you get another immobilize, you get your standard build-up. Not the most efficient, I would say, where you're doing minus N to him. Why? You're a blaster. You want to be killing him as fast as possible. Fire manipulation and ice manipulation. I'm going to do these together. I always thought that these two were funny when you see people picking these, or they'll go fire, fire, ice, ice, because that always signified to me this is a new blaster, right? This is somebody who's going for the theme, and they wanted to just double up on their theme. It's okay. You can put the fire sword as the greater fire sword all the time. So if you like the look of it, you don't have to wait. And that's really the only reason I would take it. Hot feet, why are you standing in melee for that long? Why, cauterizing aura. Unless you really wanted to farm, I guess you could farm with cauterizing aura and then be doing more damage around. Ice manipulation, similar frozen aura, but it's not doing damage, I don't believe. It's just doing a hold. But why are you trying to be that close to them? Yeah, it does no damage. Ice patch is nice, got some knockback in there, but I think there's better ones. Martial combat has pretty cool animations. If you're looking to make a guy who... Let's do bright energy. Oh no, reach for hits, the only bright energy one. Reach for the limit, I should say. Okay, let's go to bright, and we'll change up the colors. I always thought this would be nice, but I can't find for the life of me a type of character that I want to do who is going to be, kinetic or martial combat. It just doesn't work. Reaction time. Get slow on him. Inner will. Throw sand. Little perception down. What is that inner will? When push the limit, you can tap into the reserve power, allowing you to overcome impossible odds. Status resistance effect. That would be good. Who knows? Maybe martial combat is secretly good in PvP. You're also getting dazing them. Who has messed to that? Eagle's Claw, though. I'm not sure. I think that the best one is yet to come. Mental manipulation. This is what I used to main. I had back in live one of my mains was a archery mental manipulation, very strong. Again, you're getting that psi damage in there, and build ups, drain psych. Yep, you get to that was a good area heal for farming. That's my farming build right there. Ninja training is interesting. One of the newer ones that we get. You get to use a katana. If you want to be a blaster with a katana, why not jump in there, start slicing people up? Ooh, that one looked cool. The Black Knight. Get that out of the way so you guys can see. Fantasy Blade. I would like to see more role-playing people, and I think that this would be a good place to add in some. Imagine that, blasting them down, shooting stuff at them with your mind, jumping in like a Jedi. There you go. I remember dual blades. I would do the Rula-roos were really cool. All right, keep going. Could you imagine? And so much of this is just fashion craft anyways, because like anything can work. I want you guys to remember that. Anything can work. Oh, I almost want to roll this just to have one of these and still be able to do range damage. Alright, now on to plant manipulation. Plant manipulation is the best secondary right now. The only thing that I don't like about it is that when you use plant manipulation, you have to have spines, and you don't even get all the cool spines. You get these and color tintable. You don't get to pick the slates or anything like that. Now the abilities here that you want to be focusing on are, well, of course you have to take Entangle. Strangler's really good. Of course you need Toxins. Wild Fortress is going to give you, you know what's funny? It says that this is a click. For me, it's always been a toggle, and I don't know if that's on purpose or what's going on. But but it gets rid of damage. It increases your confuse protect because your reduce. It makes you heal. It's crazy. Um, these are the kings of PvP right now. Is plant manipulation. The only drawback is that you have to look like this. It's the only reason I haven't done it. All right. Tactical arrow is super strong comparative to the trick arrow, except for tactical arrow, look at this, electrified net, so you're doing damage with that initial hold anyways, glue arrow, ice arrow, agility, so you're losing a couple abilities, but you're getting, look at this, gymnastics and other knockback protections and stuff. Is it knockback? Yeah. Super strong. This is the one. I wouldn't recommend going arrow, uh, but if you want an arrow, do this for secondary because it looks cool. You're not expected to heal anyway, so you get to take advantage of what the tactical arrow can really do. Whereas with other classes, they're expecting you to heal and stuff, and you can't. Really strong. Good for PvP. Temporal manipulation is okay as well. I don't like it as much as a time that I might take on another character, but I have seen some pretty strong blasters with temporal manipulation. So by all means, if that's what you want to take, you're getting your heals, you're getting your AoE, you're getting time stop, which is nice and strong, time lord, recharge rate. It could be really good. The time is kind of broken across the board in my opinion. I mean you could always just go time and you're going to be great. Whether or not it holds up in PvP, I couldn't say, but I mean in PvP you're going to be fine. Let's do, what else do we have? Time stop. Look at that, you get an AoE stun. Getting heals. Very good. Alright, now we're going to take a look at some of the builds that we have lined up. So the first one that we have here is an assault rifles / gadgets / mason. You guys can see the name in the top left corner over there. I might post these builds. I'll try to find a way. These are part of the pack 3,500 plus builds. I went through them, and these were the ones I think encapsulated the the good guidelines to have on a blaster. Even if this isn't the exact primary secondary path that you take, you can still slot this way and it's going to be helpful. I may in future videos go into more detail about how we slot and all that stuff that you can do in game, but just to look over here, we have the blaster archetype enhancements. So Superior Blaster's Wrath, the proc for that is a chance for fire damage, and then we can go Superior Defiant Barrage, which is going to give you recharge time and plus status. And we see here on this assault rifle's devices that he went for Superior Defiant Barrage 6 slot on the burst. He took burst, he took slug. I don't think this is exactly what you would take. This seems to be more of a almost a single target build because like he's not taking flamethrower or ignite. He's not taking caltrops. A lot of this looks single gun drone. I don't know why he didn't take that. But as far as slotting maneuvers, a little bit different than what we would typically see. He put reactive defenses when more so you would see a 3-slot Luck of the Gambler. Let's see what he was going for there. He was going for some more resistance. The totals for this build are 47% resistance to 35, somewhere between there, or sorry, defense, and then 23% resistance, 31% resistance, not including vengeance, which goes up to 67, and that's everything that would be on. He went for the 5 slot on the Superior Blaster's Wrath on the M30 and the chance for knockdown to knock back on the M30 grenade. Did he put that slot somewhere else? Superior Blistering Cold, of course, on boxing, really. Is he just going for the set bonus but not to help anything? Nah, I think this guy might have been messing around. Superior Avalanche on a Trip Mine. That looks okay. Let's move on to the next one. Web Cocoon, of course, you would want to get that up. This is a Beam Gadgets. He went for everything except for the snipe, basically. Everything except for the snipe and the stun. Missing a lot from the devices category, but you can see he also 6-slotted Superior Defiant Barrage in the top. Pure Poison Blast on Cutting Beam, 2 slots on Hasten. This guy also 6 slotting Superior Blistering Cold on Boxing, so either this is the same person or I am missing something valuable. This guy has the Weave with the 3 Luck of the Gamblers. We would come to expect that, and we have some Overcharge Superior Blaster's Wrath, 6 slotted on the targeted AoE nuke. Yep. That's a good place to put those maneuvers. 3 slotted with the Luck of the Gambler, that makes sense. And then a good Thunderstrike on Disintegrate. I think you could even go stronger than that. But what is his totals? A little bit more rounded here. I like this a lot better. He's getting 30% defense to 40% defense and 25 to 56% resistance. This guy could farm if he wanted to. He doesn't have enough of the AoE abilities though. This might be a better PvP build if I'm just looking at it. Moving on, we have another beam rifle. This guy has atomic manipulation if you're going for sort of that Fallout theme. He has not completed speccing this all the way, but I thought it was interesting that we have, again, a 6-slotted boxing with Superior Blistering Cold. Why does that keep happening? I see people, again, 6-slotting the ATO up at the top, a lot into maneuvers here. Let's see what his totals are. 46, pretty well rounded, I will say. How is he achieving that? He's got procs on Tough and Weave. He's got his he's got his Luck of the Gamblers on Weave, Scorpion Shield. What does he have that's boosting? Oh, yep, Rune of Protection. So Rune of Protection is really going to help you out. Let's see if I turn that off. Where's Rune of Protection? That's what I figured he had. There's the last one. Alright, he's got full Aegis on it. If I take that off, resistance goes down to nothing. The problem with Rune of Protection is that you have to, well, let's see, he had to get Mystic Flight, which I guess you could bind to one key to turn on Flight and teleport and not be stuck clicking 3-4 times every time you want to move. And Spirit Ward to buff an ally. If you were doing 2s, I suppose you could do that. Rune of Protection is so strong. I almost want to get that on like every character that I have from now on. Look what it does to that resistance. Could you imagine? Any character. Couple more. We have a Water Plant Manipulation. Skipping the tier 1 ability. I agree with that. Skipping Skewer. I agree with that. Skipping Vines. Maybe. Maybe if you don't need Vines, because it doesn't do any damage anyways. Let's look at his totals here. He's able to hit, wow, 54% defense and has no resistance whatsoever. Where's your Rune of Protection, dude? I almost want to fix that for him. This looks like a more thought out build. So you got Superior's Blaster's Wrath on Hydro Blast. Entangle is just an accuracy because you don't need it for damage. You're just trying to hit him. Water Blast, Superior Defiant Barrage, 6 set. Strangler, full hold set. Spirit Entombment. Willpower. Yeah, just put as many purples as you can is a build that looks like this one. Water Plant Mace, Knife Navajo, I-25. Wow. He's got the Siphon Insight on Injection. I agree. Siphon Insight's a fantastic set. But he needs that defense. He's all resistance right now. He needs that resistance. He's all defense right now. And I think if he didn't take stealth, what's he taking stealth for? If he didn't take stealth and he didn't take medicine, I'm gonna mix it. I'm gonna see what we can hit. Bear with me for a moment. If we go to sorcery, and I was to say, I want a knockdown, I want to be able to bind Mystic Flight and change myself around, and I want Rune of Protection. I can't put enough Rune of Protection. Can I swap that with Vengeance? There you go. And then can I, just for the sake of the argument, what does not affect? Thorn Burst does not affect. Okay. Rune of Protection. And if I put a full Aegis? No, what was I going to do? 50-50. I have to take out a higher. You see the numbers down here? I have to take out a higher one. 40. Oh, he's not even including Tough? That's why. There's his resistance. If I could get just an Aegis on here with resistance. Turn it on. There you go. Look at that. Does that look a lot more rounded? And that's just with one. I bet I could get that up a lot more if I could find Tough. I don't want to take off. 48. So the problem with this is I can't remove and place one higher unless it's 44. Took those 3 there. Unless I take Arcane Bolt first, Mystic Flight first, Rune of Protection first. Take those off Arcane Bolt. There we go. Now I can do it. Come on. Click, click. Get rid of it. Rune of Protection. No! Anyways, I can't get it to work. Take out a 50. There you go. Resistance, Endurance. We'll put the defense there. Okay, now we can take a look. Is that everything? Yeah. There you go. A lot more rounded out just by adding that in. It's a good little tip there. Boom. Get some defense if you want survivability. Sonic Plant we have here as well. A lot of AoE, a lot of minus resistance, I believe that it is. Devastation, looking at some orange ones here. He put a 2-slot Superior Defiant Barrage on Entangle just to hold them back a little bit. Skewer with Crushing Impact, Superior Defiant Barrage, getting your procs in there on Howl because you're going to be using that as an AoE and you want it to affect as many people as you can. Siren Song probably got procs. Nope, just pure damage. Wild Fortress, 5-set Performance Shifter, that's nice. I don't like Celerity on Super Speed, I prefer Celerity on Swift. It's actually gonna... whatever. It's actually gonna let you control when you're invisible a little bit better. Swift. Set. I could even do Unbounded Leap if I wanted to. Unbounded Leap, Stealth on Sprint, why not? Panacea, really good. It's got that PvP. Does that have PvP procs? Does it not? Yeah, PvP stuff. Probably a preventative medicine you're going to want in here as well so that you get the absorb chance. Does he have it there? Yeah, there, boom. Preventative medicine, a chance for absorb. Standard procedure. Here is a Psych Tactical Arrow if you really wanted to mess with the people around you. Missing super speed, so you'd have to throw that in. But he does have the Rune of Protection, so let's see what his totals are. Could have more defense, I think. Whereas his... He doesn't have maneuver... Yeah, he does. He has maneuvers. Resist scaling, defense, recharge. See, yeah, he is capped. I guess that's as high as he can get. He's got the stealth on sprint like he should. A lot on Scorpion Shield. He's going way over the defense because he's trying to get some type of bonus. What type of bonus is he trying to get? Recharged. No, not recharge time. That's not the bonus. It is Mez Resist. He went for Spirit Ward as well over the knockdown. Not sure if I agree over that. If you're trying to be single target damage dealer, why not just take the extra knockdown and put a slot or 2 into it? Make sure you hit him. Combat Jumping, Luck of the Gambler. Always got to get your recharge speeds down, even if it's just for a mule. Agility. He put just the speed on agility instead of a recharge. What's his recharge? 227%. Is that with that? That's with hasten. 157% without hasten. That's respectable. And then the last build that we have to look at today is an Ice Blast / Plant Manipulation. The ice, this is one of the PvP builds that you might see almost exactly. See, he took Ice Blast, Aim, he took both of the Freeze Rays and everything. I don't know if you would take Blizzard if you were doing PvP. Probably would skip Skewer as well. Skip Ripper for sure. This guy went for Vines. He went for Maneuvers over Assault. Not sure if I agree there. He did go for Tough and Weave, which I'm not sure if that is in fact necessary. So it looks like this is more of a PvE build, that it could be doesn't have super speed or super jump either, but you could get that in easily. But what he does have is Rune of Protection, so let's see what that's at. Wow, 48%. And he was pretty high to begin with. He's getting there. Plus you're slowing him down, you're getting that recharge. If this was dark, if this was a dark primary with this secondary and this setup, no way they would hit you. You'd be capped anyways. Enfeeble Operation is a good for Immobilize. I use that in a lot of my builds. Again, 6-slotting the primary T1 that you have, probably because you use it so often, and if you were to get Mez, you would want to be able to hit them with something strong. Got his Luck of the Gamblers on Weave. Freeze Ray, got his other 6-slot ATO. Ragnarok, 5-slot on Blizzard. Just to get at the cap, it looks like there. Ragnarok's always going to be a good set to get knockback reduction on any travel power that you have, and if you have Mystic Flight, maybe that's the only reason that he has it, is for knockback protection. Well, it looks like it is his travel ability as well. And 2 slots on Hasten. Well, that and Dark Watcher's Despair, always a good 2-hit debuff to have. I often 4 to 5 slot that. Alright, well, that is it. We got to take a look at the Blaster ATO today. Thank you guys for joining in with me. Again, my name is SP Jimmy, and if you would like to see more content like that, then make sure you remember to subscribe, and I will see you guys in a little bit.